My name is Stephen Rushing, and today I'm speaking on behalf of LS United. LS United is a chapter of the Louisiana Association of Educators, and gathered on the campus of Louisiana State University. We're 100 plus members strong, faculty as well as students, and we continue to grow. We, of course, come in opposition to the bill today. We question whether or not the efficiency of one board can actually wield an entire state university system and do so efficiently. A number of things have been mentioned today that I would like to address. One, I don't particularly see a connection between a centralized governance model with what we consider to be graduation rates. Had our organization been extant actually earlier on, I'm sure we would have spoken against the Grad Act. As a reminder, we academics are not in the business of graduating students. We're actually in the business of passing them and failing them. We have graduation standards that we try to maintain. Simply by putting the onus upon us to graduate more students might very well result in lowering standards. I'm happy to say that that is not what's happening. Instead, as President Lombardi has brought out, we're actually raising admission standards so that we can graduate more students and meet the demands of the Grad Act. My primary concern, however, today with the construction of the current legislation has to do with the makeup of the board. Historically, students have been representatives on those governing boards. I know that the University of Louisiana system has a student representative. There has never been, to my knowledge, a faculty or a staff representative on the regents boards or on the supervisory boards. We believe that the collective consciousness of the academics, and especially those academics who hold tenure, their whole tenure not unlike those federal judges that we have, mainly because of their expertise in individual areas. Some are experts in black holes, others are experts in opera, others are experts in Shakespeare. However, collectively, they do offer a unique asset to our state that has gone unheard. And we believe that it's important that this voice, not only the faculty but also the staff, be represented on our regents boards and also our governing boards. I think it's an opportunity for this committee and for others to consider that as we move ahead. It's a dimension that I think is of great value to the educational system and to academic excellence. Having the opinion of those who have been granted tenure for the rest of their lives or until they retire, resign, or are terminated for cause is such a value and an asset this state has that historically has not been used. So having shared governance, as we say, on university level, and also the academic freedom to participate in governance is of great import to our educational system. The other dimension that is mentioned quite a lot today is the Grad Act, and I have to admit that we would be opposed to such measurements or metrics, mainly because graduation rates are not the only thing that we use to measure excellence in our academic institutions. Historically, we've looked at many, many other things. I know that businesses and magazines make determinations upon the excellence of our academic institutions and use that metric. However, it's not the only metric that should come into play. And I want to make sure that you're aware of that as we move ahead. I think the real success of the Grad Act is going to be those secondary measures that we take in increasing our admission standards and not so much measuring our outcomes, but also increasing measuring standards. Another dimension, too, that I think Representative Smith has addressed is the relationship of the preschool through 12 program. The type of student that we admit into our colleges and universities is extremely important to the success of our universities. And we must look at it as a macro problem, a macro academic educational problem, not such a micro problem that's indigenous only to our higher education systems.
Don't wind it out. Bring your comments to a close.
Okay. Let me say one more thing, and this is an observation I don't think anyone has brought to your attention, is that in this particular model that was given to us, the post-secondary education trustees, you have 3 commissions, Office of Community and Technical Education, Office of Regional Universities, and Office of Flagship Professional Education. Notably absent from this representation is any significant representation on the part of historically black colleges. You get rid of the Southern system altogether as far as representation is concerned, and I would like to think that we would honor the historical black colleges and representation at this level among the 3 that are listed. We go from 5 to 3, but the Southern system is obviously taken out from that trip, and I will leave you with that. We, of course, come in opposition to the bill today, and this instrument makes significant changes, as has been mentioned already, to the benefits package of our state employees, including those, of course, in higher education. In these difficult economic times, we're dealing with foreclosures, we're dealing with an increase in gas prices, we're having significant and exorbitant costs in food prices. It would not be prudent at this time to take money out of the pocketbooks of your employees. You might very well tip the balance. It could be the straw that breaks the camel's back for many individuals who are employed in our state. Let me remind you of some of the things that have taken place historically that have already saved you billions of dollars. Among them are increased employee contributions rate from 7% to 8%, and this is relative to TRSL as well as the UAL. You've implemented anti-spiking provisions that have saved you money. You have a constitutional amendment that requiring retirement provisions with a cost to have a funding source and be paid within 10 years. You have restructured liability payments and prioritized excessive investment earnings application to the debt. You created a new tier of retirement benefits and increased retirement eligibility age for new hires. You've implemented new retiree return to work restrictions. And most recently, I think that you have robbed $300 million from the experience account to pay down the UAL. This has saved us a significant sum of money over the years, and I think that we need to give some time to those mechanisms that are put in place to see whether or not they're going to work efficiently. This, of course, is not the employee's responsibility. It's a debt that should not be burdened with their shoulders. It is, as Representative Pearson indicated earlier, and I quote, it's a debt owed by the state. Perhaps the appropriations bill that was mentioned earlier would be a better solution to it. Our employees have also suffered investment losses. And I'll close with saying that Governor Bobby Jindal has made it clear that he would like to promulgate policy that will enable our institutions of higher education to compete for expert teachers and researchers nationwide. He would like to bring those people into our state. What this bill will do, as mentioned earlier, will actually repel them and also send those experts who are already battling such philosophical issues of tenure and academic freedom. That will definitely send a strong message to them that they should find work in greener pastures. So this legislation is not in step with the governor's wishes. It's certainly not in step with the wishes of higher education that really wants an excellent education system. So we urge that this bill not advance past the walls of House Committee Room number 5. Thank you.